What if I told you that the reason your dreams haven't come true isn't fate, bad luck, or lack of talent, but a hidden power you've been using against yourself every single day? Have you ever wondered if a single sentence could alter the course of your entire life? Not tomorrow. Not next year. But in the very moment you hear it, imagine a force so potent that it built the universe, shattered chains that bound generations, and rewrote the destinies of kings and nations. This force isn't buried in some forgotten treasure chest, nor locked away in secret vaults. It's right on the tip of your tongue, shaping your reality with every syllable you speak. Most people never realize they've been wielding this power their entire lives, unknowingly building or destroying their own futures with casual words. And here's the most unsettling part. The very phrases you've repeated for years might be the reason you've been stuck exactly where you are. Today, I'm going to take you into a world where ancient wisdom meets modern science, where sound waves and spiritual law merge into a single, undeniable truth. Words are not mere communication. They are creation itself. In the Gospel of John, we are told, "The Word became flesh and dwelt among us." That's not poetry. That's reality. From the very beginning in Genesis, God didn't lift his hand first. He spoke, "Let there be light," and light came into being. Every word was charged with intention, vibrating with divine frequency, reshaping existence itself. This same creative force is available to you. But here's the catch. It only works in proportion to the clarity, faith, and intention you bring to your speech. The difference between saying, "I want to be healthy," and "I am health," could be the difference between a dream deferred and a reality manifested. And if you're not conscious of what you're declaring, you could be unknowingly scripting a life you never intended to live. Before we go deeper into how this works and how you can harness it, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. It's your way of telling us to keep creating videos that awaken, empower, and transform lives. Now, a question for you to ponder. Which do you believe holds greater power? A, the thoughts you keep to yourself. B, the words you speak out loud. Comment your answer below, A or B, and let's see where you stand before we reveal the truth. Across the sweep of history, there has always been a pattern. Those who rose above impossible odds were not necessarily the strongest, the wealthiest, or the most educated. They were the ones who carried a vision so clear it refused to die. Vision is more than an idea. It is a living image imprinted on your heart. A picture so vivid that even in the darkest moments, it pulls you forward. Without it, life drifts. As the ancient proverb warns, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." It's not merely a poetic line, it's a law of existence. Consider King David. He did not begin life with wealth or title. He was a shepherd boy, overlooked even by his own family, belonging to one of the lowest social classes of his time. Yet he held something that could not be taken from him: faith and an unshakable vision. That vision fueled him when he stood before a giant everyone else feared. It sustained him when years of hardship came before the crown. His legacy wasn't just the throne he claimed, it was the Psalms he wrote, words so alive they continue to ignite courage and clarity centuries later. Then there is Abraham. By all human logic, the promise given to him was impossible, that he would become the father of nations in his old age, with a wife who had never borne children. Yet God didn't just tell him, he showed him. He took Abraham to the mountaintop and told him to look as far as his eyes could see. This is yours. The vision was planted not only in his mind but in his spirit, anchoring him when every circumstance argued against it. That is the nature of true vision. It holds you when everything else tries to shake you. It is not swayed by delays or derailed by obstacles. When you live with a vision rooted in truth and aligned with divine purpose, your steps gain direction, your decisions gain weight, and your life gains momentum. Without it, you are simply reacting to the world. With it, you are shaping it. Psalm 1 is more than an opening chapter. It is a living blueprint for a life anchored in abundance, stability, and purpose. It paints a picture that is at once simple and profound. A person who refuses to be shaped by the counsel of the wicked, who does not linger in the path of those trapped in destructive cycles, and who never settles into the seat of the mocker. Instead, their delight is in the law of the Lord, and on that truth they meditate day and night. This meditation is not a casual glance at Scripture. It is an immersion, a continual returning, a breathing in of principles that become the very rhythm of one's life. The psalm compares such a person to a tree planted by streams of water. The image is rich, roots reaching deep, drawing nourishment from a constant, unshakable source. This is not a tree that fears drought or withers in the heat. It yields fruit in its season, and its leaves remain green. Whatever it does prospers, not because of luck or fleeting opportunity, but because its life is connected to a sustaining flow that never runs dry. In contrast, the wicked are described as chaff, the dry, weightless husk that the wind blows away. Chaff has no root, no permanence, no anchor. It is here one moment, gone the next, driven by forces it cannot control. Wickedness here is not only about moral corruption. It is the willful rejection of divine order, the expectation of harvest without sowing, health without care, prosperity without alignment. Modern science echoes this ancient truth. Mirror neurons in our brains cause us to reflect the patterns of those we are closest to. Surround yourself with people grounded in truth, and you will grow stronger. Surround yourself with cynicism and disorder, and you will drift into the same emptiness. Psalm 1 calls us to make a choice, not just in belief, but in environment, thought, and daily practice. To plant ourselves where living water flows, and to let that connection transform every part of our existence. Living out the wisdom of Psalm 1 is not about a single moment of inspiration. It is about weaving divine principles into the very fabric of your daily life. It begins with a conscious choice each morning to set the tone for your day, not by reacting to the noise around you, but by speaking life into your own path. When you rise, take time to recite the psalm aloud. Let the words resonate not only in your ears, but in your spirit. This is not mere repetition, it is alignment. It is the act of tuning your inner world to the frequency of truth before you engage with the demands of the outer world. Alongside this, speak with intention using the power of I am. These two words are not just identifiers, they are declarations that shape reality. When you say, I am abundance, you are not pretending. You are affirming a state of being that draws provision into your life. I am health becomes more than wishful thinking. It becomes a guiding principle for your choices, habits, and mindset. I am peace transforms how you respond to chaos, not because the world changes instantly, but because you do. This practice gains strength when paired with discipline and gratitude. Discipline ensures your words are matched by consistent action, so your declarations are not empty. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is already present, multiplying the sense of abundance in your life. Equally important is guarding your environment. Just as a tree planted by water flourishes because of its position, you must choose the spaces and relationships that feed your growth. Negativity, gossip, and cynicism are like toxins in the soil. They weaken your roots and stunt your fruit. Surround yourself with voices that speak life, with people who inspire, and with settings that encourage clarity. When you commit to these practices, transformation becomes inevitable. Your mind sharpens, your spirit steadies, and your life begins to align with the truth you meditate on. You no longer simply survive circumstances, you shape them. And over time, you will see the unmistakable signs of a life rooted, nourished, and thriving in every season. You were never meant to live a life of aimless drifting or quiet resignation. From the very beginning, you were created with intention, designed to thrive, to bear fruit, and to walk in a purpose that no one else can fulfill. Every breath you take is evidence that there is still more for you to do, more for you to become, more for you to give. You are not defined by the mistakes you've made, the seasons you've endured, or the voices that told you you were less. You are defined by the one who formed you, who placed within you the seeds of vision, resilience, and abundance. The truth is, you are worthy, not because you've earned it, but because you were created that way. You are capable, not because life has always been easy, but because every challenge has forged in you a strength that cannot be taught in comfort. And you are deeply loved, not with a love that is fragile or fleeting, but with one that is eternal and unshakable. When you begin to see yourself through this lens, your choices change. You no longer waste words on defeat or doubt. You no longer follow paths that lead you away from your calling. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and begin moving in faith, trusting that every step taken in alignment with truth will be met with provision, opportunity, and favor. This is the call: to live intentionally, to speak with purpose, and to walk in daily gratitude. To let your vision guide you, your words build you, and your faith sustain you. Whether in health, in relationships, or in the work of your hands, these principles will bring fruit in their season. So go forward with your roots deep, your heart steady, and your eyes fixed on the life you are called to live. The streams are already flowing. The ground beneath you is fertile. All that remains is for you to step fully into the abundance prepared for you. When we take a step back and look at the journey we've walked through together, a clear and powerful truth emerges. Life is not something that simply happens to you. It is something you are shaping every single day, whether you are aware of it or not. The words you speak are seeds carrying the potential to bring forth either flourishing growth or barren emptiness. The vision you hold in your heart is the compass directing your steps, giving meaning to your actions and resilience to your spirit. And the principles you choose to live by, discipline, gratitude, alignment with truth, become the foundation on which every other part of your life is built. Psalm 1 reminds us that a life rooted in divine wisdom is like a tree planted by streams of water. This isn't a life untouched by challenges, but one sustained through them. Roots run deep, drawing nourishment even in seasons of drought. Fruit comes in its time, leaves remain green, and whatever you do prospers. Not because of luck, but because you are connected to a source that never runs dry. This connection is not accidental. It is cultivated. It is a conscious choice to reject the counsel of negativity, to resist patterns that drain your energy, and to instead meditate daily on the truths that elevate and align your soul. From the examples of David and Abraham, we see that vision and faith are not luxuries. They are necessities. They give you the strength to keep moving when logic says stop, to keep believing when the odds are stacked against you. And this is where modern life often fails us. We allow distraction, noise, and fear to steal our vision, and we settle for survival when we were created for abundance. The lesson is clear. Your reality is shaped by the combination of your words, your vision, and your alignment with unshakable truth. Apply this by speaking with intention every day, holding a vision so vivid that it anchors you through any storm, and surrounding yourself with people, habits, and environments that feed your growth. Let your life become the living proof that these principles work. Now I'd like to hear from you. Do you believe your life today is more a result of the circumstances you faced or the words and vision you've held? Please share your thoughts in the comments so we can learn from each other's perspectives. And if this message has stirred something in you, I warmly invite you to subscribe to the channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep creating content that inspires, empowers, and equips you for the life you were meant to live.